Hey, thanks for joining the Jaw Live channel. I'm, of course, Jaw, and we are working toward the 100 live guitar practice streams. Today marks day 70, so continuing to keep on climbing. So, as always, you know me by now. I invite you to, not just watch the video, but pick up your guitar as well and follow along. I challenge you to, you know, improve your skills and challenge yourself and go for something. So, pick up the guitar and let's get into it. Let's learn some practice exercises. Let's learn some little tips, and let's just see how good we can get, after 100 days. So, as you could tell by the thumbnail and title today, we'll be getting into some major and minor scale patterns. We've kind of picked these up on a, couple videos ago, but, I just want to keep pounding them into my head, right? These 100 days aren't necessarily so much about shredding and playing somebody else's art. I've never even, touched a guitar before. So I have to, just learn some very fundamental things, some basics, wrap my mind around what the guitar feels like, what it's like to hold it, how to hold a pick, so many different things. So I'm just trying to bond with the guitar and get comfortable with it. And then after the 100 days, then I can maybe start, having some understanding for it. So then I can, go and start learning some songs at that point. But if you're into music at all and you want to kind of learn from another beginner's perspective, because sometimes I know those other professionals and other YouTubers can kind of explain things, but it's kind of over the head a lot of the times, at least for me it has been. So hopefully from a beginner to another beginner, somebody can learn something from my guitar tips and tricks. So anyways, let's go ahead and dive on in. Yeah, if you're interested in music and things like that, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. That's always greatly appreciated. So thank you in advance. All right, let's go ahead and jump on into the major scale. So if you come down here and put your middle finger on the C note, which is the 8th fret, 6th string. So that's the C major scale. So it's going to be middle finger to start on the root of C, which is the 8th fret, 6th string. Then the pinky is going to go a whole step away from that on the D note, 10th fret, 6th string. Then we're going to go to the 5th string, 7th fret with the index finger. It's the E note. F with the middle finger, a whole step, so with the pinky, hit that G note. And then on the 4th string with the index, hit that 7th fret A, whole step, ring finger hits the B note. On the 9th fret, C on the 10th fret. Come back with the index finger on the 3rd string, this D here, go a whole step away, so with the ring finger you have the E, pinky's your F. 2nd string middle finger, that's your G. On the 8th fret, go a whole step away, 10th fret, A. Now on the 1st string, index finger, B, middle finger, C. So that's the C major scale. Then just kind of go in reverse as well, so that way you can practice both directions. If you don't have these lovely stickers, I highly recommend it. If you're a beginner like myself, no understanding of guitar, no understanding of music theory, things like that, I highly recommend these stickers just for, your initial beginning phases, right? My initial 100 days, right? After the 100 days, I won't say I'll peel the stickers off just because it'd just be so gunky and gooey and I need that goo gone stuff. I have to do a lot of cleaning. These stickers have been on here the whole time. So, but I highly recommend them. It's a quick visual, in time, you'll build that memorization. But heck, if you haven't ever experienced a guitar, hey, what's wrong with the first 100 days, the first year, even 365 days, having these stickers on there to kind of guide you and show you because then it's easy. Because then you can just go in alphabetical order, starting with C, D, E, F, G, wrap back around, obviously, to A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So it's a quick visual reference until you understand what the finger pattern is doing and you know the muscle memory to where you don't even really need to necessarily look at the fretboard. But I highly recommend the stickers if you don't have any and you're a beginner. If you're intermediate, maybe not. Maybe you want to keep challenging yourself to get the memorization. If you're already kind of past the walking phase and stuff like that, but I don't know, to each your own, right? You could be maybe 5 years in, maybe you want to put some stickers on. Everybody's different. So, all right, let's go ahead and keep repping out that C major. It's nice to start with C major rather than like A major or G major or something like that, because the C major scale has just whole notes, right? No sharps, no flats. It's just A, B, C, D, E, F, or G. No sharps, no flats. So that's what's great about the C major scale. So once you understand the finger pattern, you can slide up here to your A major scale. As long as you're doing the same finger pattern, you're going to hit the right notes. In the A major scale, there are some sharps, there are some flats, things like that. So, but you don't really need to necessarily memorize them. Oh, like which one? It's an E, but does the E need to be sharped or flatted? You don't need to think about those things on the C major scale. And then you go to any of the other scales that do have those sharps and flats. It doesn't matter. You just run the same finger pattern. And as long as your fingers are doing the same pattern on each string, you're still within that scale and you're good to go. So let's keep ripping that. C major. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1. 1, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 6, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. So once you know that, again, let's go up here to the A just to show an example. Again, I don't know which ones are sharps and flats. I really don't, off the top of my head. Heck, I'm only 70 days in. You think I know exactly which notes are everywhere? I don't just yet, but I know the finger pattern to do. I know that it's, middle finger, pinky, index, middle, pinky, index, ring, pinky, index, ring, pinky, middle, pinky, index, middle. Okay. And as you're running it, if you wanted to see, if you had the stickers at least, if you wanted to see where the sharps and flats were, again, as long as you're staying within those same finger patterns, you're good. So go up here to G, same finger pattern. Middle, pinky. Fifth string, index, middle, pinky. Fourth string, index, ring, pinky. Third string, index, ring, pinky. Second string, middle, pinky. First string, index, middle. Middle, index, pinky, middle, pinky, ring, index, pinky, ring, index, pinky, middle, index, pinky, middle. Okay. Just playing around within that scale. All right. Once we know the finger pattern, we know we can switch it from C major to B major, A major, G major, whatever you want, as long as you stay within that finger pattern. So then one thing I like to do is once I just kind of know how to walk it, on all 6 strings, I like to break it up. Just play on the top 3 strings or the bottom 3 strings, or like, the middle 2, middle 3, middle 4, something like that. Just mixing it up rather than just running the scale up and down every single time from, all 6 strings. mix it up and play within the scale, because when you start playing, at least for me, you start imprinting it in your mind in a different way. You start really visualizing and seeing the fretboard, you know. So once you know the finger pattern, play within it. All right. Again, just playing within those the major scale right now. We started with the C major scale because in the majors, at least, the C is the easy one to remember with no sharps, no flats. It's straight alphabetical order, starting with C. So we've just been repping that out. We've been playing on the low 3 strings, strings 4, 5, and 6. Let's play on the high 3 strings 1, 2, and 3, just to build in that muscle memory, pound it into our head. Just because you watch one YouTube video or you practice it for 3 or 4 minutes doesn't mean you're going to remember it 2 weeks from now, right? You got to practice things and rep it out, time after time after time. And I think that's what a lot of these professional, great guitarists on YouTube, fail to really explain. They just say to do it. They don't really give an understanding of how long it takes. That was a real reason I wanted to start this this channel as well, and this guitar practice sessions, in front of the camera, so that way, in time, I can always, show this catalog to somebody of 100 videos and be like, look, this is 100 hours of time put in, and look at how good I am after 100 hours. Just to kind of give people like an understanding, right? I think a lot of people think that they can watch, 2 Guns N' Roses YouTube guitar videos and just know how to play, that Guns N' Roses song. And then they beat themselves up when they can't. Well, it's because of the fundamentals. You're not going back and, really bonding with the guitar and understanding that you're just trying to go out and play, that one song, and you don't even, at least that's how I was when I first started. I was trying to go out and play this person's song and that person's song and that person's song. And it's like, how are you going to play their song when you can't even do this with your 4 fingers properly? And it still sounds like, that, right? It's like, come on now, let's dial it back. Let's be realistic. So that's kind of the whole point of this YouTube thing, just to hold myself accountable, get in here, make sure I'm practicing different things, right? Not just coming back and doing the same old things day after day after day, but I'm doing different techniques. I'm doing different, strategies, really bonding with the guitar in multiple ways, right? Not just rhythm, not just lead, not just finger picking, not just blues, not just, this scale or that scale, but kind of, grabbing quite a few things under that umbrella of music and guitar. And just after the 100 days, we'll really get into it. But right now, just repping things out hundreds and hundreds and thousands of times before you're actually comfortable with it and fluid. And sonically in pitch and all of those things come in time. So having these 100 days will really, give people an understanding. Hey, it just takes time. But hey, what's 100 days out of the year? Half hour a day, something like that. It's not a whole lot of your life. If you really want to get good at something, you got to put the time in. So. Again, just playing in the top 3 strings, the first octave. All right. Again, just playing around in the major scale on any combination of strings you want, rather than just running the entire scale up and down, up and down, up and down. I mean, you can do that. I'd do it, 10, 15 times. Once you get a little bored with that sound, I understand, then maybe start kind of freestyling and playing within the boundaries of that scale pattern. Mm-hmm. I've played a lot in the strings 4, 5, 6. Let's make sure we're playing around on strings 1, 2, and 3 as well, quite a bit. So remember, if you don't remember the pattern, you're drawing a blank for a split second, go back, find your C note on the 6th string, which is on the 8th fret, with the middle finger. Then just run that major pattern. That major pattern is whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. So as long as you're staying within that pattern, you'll be playing the major scale. So if you need to go find that 8th fret, 6th string C note and run it again, just to remember, oh yeah, that's what the fingers need to do on the first 3 strings. It's understandable. Okay. Okay. And find that second octave. And play around on that. So once you play around in the C, I call it the C major scale, but really that's just the easy one to remember. Once you know the pattern with your fingers, you know how to play all of the major scales, right? Once you know how to play the C major scale and you know what fingers need to do on each string, you can go way up here, here, way down here. As long as your fingers are still doing that same pattern, you're within the major scale. So hope that makes sense. We're going to now transition into the other one, the minor scale, so that way we can understand that finger pattern as well. Again, there's only one finger pattern that you have to know, at least that I've understood so far. If anyone understands, guitar on a deeper level than I, who is watching this, please let me know in the comments if there are other ways. But from what I'm understanding so far, there's just that one pattern and you can move it around. And the same with the minor scale. If you go to the A minor scale is the easy one to remember. For the majors, it's the C. For the minors, it's the A. You go to the A minor scale and you look at it, there are no sharps, there are no flats. It's just A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Simple, right? Can't get any more simple than that. So if you want to know, okay, well, what is the finger pattern for the minor scales? Okay, well, go To the 6th string, find your A note, because that's your root, right? If it was C major, we would have to find the C. If it's A minor, we need to go find the A. So index finger on the 5th fret, 6th string. It's an A chord or A note. So if you hit that A note, and then you follow that formula, the minor scale formula of whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, then you'll always ring out, the minor scale. Yes, this is A minor scale, but once you know what the fingers are doing, move that same finger pattern down to here. Okay, now you got the C minor scale, not the major, but the C minor scale if you follow a different pattern. There's 2 patterns, every single major and minor scale, right? One major pattern, all 7 major scales. One minor pattern, all 7 minor scales, right? Or actually even more than that, because then you get the sharps and the flats. So all like what, 14, 12, something like that. So yeah, it's great how knowing these 2 patterns, teaches you so much about the guitar and the fretboard. So it's important to rep these in, really pound them in, get hundreds, get thousands of reps. Do all 6 strings, do just the top 3 strings, do just the bottom 3 strings, and just kind of play around and visualize it and understand, okay, this is what the fingers need to do. So here, like I was saying, A minor scale is the easy one. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Wrap it back around to A. So again, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wrap it back around to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wrap it back around to 1. Go in reverse. Just run the scale a few times. Get used to what the fingers are supposed to do. On this minor scale pattern, there's a weird jog here that you have to do on the 3rd string. On the 3rd string, everything kind of slides back. The 5th frets have been the home base, but once you get to that 3rd string, you kind of have to slide back to the 4th fret to hit that B note. So with the major scale, you're kind of within, 4 frets. You're within, frets 7 through 11, or 7 through 10. 7, 8, 9, 10. You're within those 4 frets the entire time. So you're within like these 4 fingers, right? If you have these 4 fingers, you stay within those boundaries. But then when you get to the minor scale, you actually have to slide back a step on the 3rd string. So you actually have an outlier, outlying note here that you have to step back for. So again, A minor, easy to walk, especially if you have the stickers. You just follow the alphabetical order, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and understand what your fingers are doing. Are you doing a whole step? Are you doing a half step? If you're following the actual formula, you'll get it right every time. Again, I have to kind of glance at the major one is easy to remember. The minor one is a little bit more difficult for me to remember the pattern. But the pattern for the minor scale is whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, half step, whole step, whole step. So again, it's hard for me to remember whole step, half step, whole step, half step. That's hard for me to remember, but I know what my fingers need to do. So it's whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, half step, whole step, whole step. Whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step, whole step, half step, whole step, whole step. Whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step, whole step, Whole step, half step, whole step, half step. Okay. So again, once you ran just the normal scale, 10, 15, 20 times, you're starting to get kind of familiar with what the fingers are supposed to do. The sound is getting repetitive and annoying. Switch it up and start freestyling. Start playing around. See, I'm getting bored. I'm starting to yawn myself to sleep over here because it's just so boring. I understand. It's hard to stay inspired sometimes throughout these 100 days. Your fingers start hurting. You're playing the same old things. You know it, but you don't really know it. So you think that you know it. So you beat yourself up. Like, oh, well, I know how to do it. Why can't I just do it? Well, it's because, your brain might know it, but your muscles don't know it fast enough. So you just got to be patient with yourself. You really, really do. Be kind to yourself. Find those small things that are improvements, that sound better, that feel better. And even though it might be small, and give yourself a gigantic pat on the back for it. Hey, you're sticking with it. You're actually, you didn't quit. You're however many days in. So I'm on day 70. What day are you on? Just don't quit. If it's something that, brings you joy, brings you passion, sure, makes you want to break something sometimes when you can't get it. But if it's something you actually, enjoy, something you can relate with, stick with it. Again, it doesn't have to be guitar. That's anything in life, right? It could be education. It could be, your career choice. It could be, whatever it might be. Keep running with it if you're actually passionate about it. But if you're not, hang it up. But in my opinion, I'm not a quitter. So I have to give something like an honest go at it before I can just hang it up. I will hang it up. There's, nothing wrong with that after you've given it a legitimate, genuine opportunity and chance. So I've owned the guitar, like I've said in some of the earlier videos, for years. Didn't touch it, didn't pick it up. I'd pick it up for 15 minutes, wouldn't touch it for 3 months. I'd pick it up for 8 minutes, wouldn't touch it for a month and a half. So, you're just never going to get anywhere like that. So I finally wanted to hold myself accountable. I finally wanted to, not be a quitter and see if this would be something I actually enjoy. So I want to give it a real go. So I'm giving it a real go. I'm putting 100 hours in. I'm, going to see if I actually enjoy it. And so far, 70 days in, I'm enjoying it a lot more than before I started this challenge, right? I didn't ever want to touch the thing. But now that I've actually, forced myself to do the homework, even on days that, I'm not feeling like it, it's about being disciplined, picking up the guitar and turning on this camera. Hey, it builds discipline, it builds skills. So I'm happy with where it's going. Anyways, enough flapping up the jaws. Sometimes I get flapping up the jaws and kind of just get down a tangent. Don't even know what I'm talking about probably sometimes because I'm trying to play the guitar too. And what people might not understand if you don't play music, I surely didn't give them enough respect and credit, is the simple things like talking and trying to play, or singing a song and trying to play, or even scratch all of that. I'm serious. Even tapping a foot. If you play the guitar sitting down, or if you play it standing, start trying to tap a foot in time. It's a game changer. It's difficult. So again, be kind to yourself, be patient with yourself, and just keep repping out that practice. That's why you'll see some of my titles might look boring as heck. Please click on them. Please watch them. I hope you learned something from them. It might just be as simple as strumming, but until you've done a simple strum in time, not sounding all crazy, but the same thing in time, hundreds of times, you really don't have that muscle memory and that understanding and that timing, that sequence, that calibration, those things. So even on the videos, it seemed like, okay, that seems like pretty simple. Why does he talk about that for an hour? It's just because I'm just repping it out. I might not be talking about it for an hour. A lot of it is just listening to me and things like that. But when I do talk, I hope I'm giving something of value to another beginner, right? Another professional, maybe not so much, but another beginner that's beating herself up all the time, or maybe not understanding something. Hopefully they can, dial it back and understand and keep chugging along. I'm not talking. I don't even know what I'm talking about. Because I just want to run this minor scale. So let's just run it. All right, so again, once you know that minor scale, you can switch it anywhere. Let's go way down here in this D. As long as I stay within that finger pattern, I'm still running the minor scale, the D minor scale this time. So it's, index, ring, pinky, index, ring, pinky, index, ring, slide up a fret, index, ring, pinky, index, middle, pinky, index. Let's go to the G minor scale. Index, ring, pinky, index, ring, pinky, index, ring, slide up a fret, index, middle, pinky, index, middle, pinky, index. Okay, so again, play on the bottom three strings for a little while, just to kind of the top three strings, 1, 2, and 3. Let me say it that way. Sometimes I get it mixed up, which is top and which is bottom on a guitar, right? Well, I've always looked at the guitar this way, so I've always thought the top was this side and the bottom was this side. But I don't think that's the case. I think it goes this way, because when they say you're going up, they mean you're going up in pitch, or when you're going down, you're going lower in pitch. And then when you're going lower in pitch versus when you're going higher in pitch. So when I say the top three strings, although visually it's technically the bottom three strings, when I'm saying top, I mean pitch-wise, the higher pitching ones or the lower pitching ones, not the visual represented way. See, things start to sound a little bit more better as these videos carry on. Sometimes I just get so carried away and I just, start playing like crazy. If I slow it down though, things sound a lot more, I guess, like peaceful and actually like something. When I start going too fast, um, I guess I'm building speed sometimes, but the sound quality isn't that good because I don't really know what note to play next. I'm just playing. I'm figuring it out, right? Throughout all this trial and error. So. Figures. I didn't bring a water or tea or anything this time. Excuse me, sorry about that. Just a dry throat out of nowhere. Wow. All right. Now let's see here. For this last little bit of the time, I just want to get into some skipping strings, right? A lot of times I'm playing the string directly adjacent to the one I just plucked or played. And a lot of times in music, you'll probably understand and know that they might play one string and they might skip a string. Or they might play a string and skip two strings. Or play a string and skip three strings. Or I guess if you really wanted to go top to bottom, you'd be skipping four strings. So there's ways to go to the adjacent string. You can go skipping one string. You can go skipping two strings. You can go skipping three strings, four strings, not five, but you can hit your adjacent string. You can skip one string, skip two strings, skip three strings, or skip four strings. So I really want to get that accuracy and that understanding of what it's like to skip a string. So we have to practice it. You have to rep it hundreds of times, thousands of times. And you'll keep your kind of the fat part of your palm here, this little meaty part, on the bridge here, so that way that kind of, subconsciously gives you reference of where you're at, as your, palm hits this kind of nut here, you can kind of feel it grazing the bottom side of your hand. You kind of know that you're up here around, strings 4, 5, and 6. As you kind of drift a little bit down, and maybe not this part of your hand, but maybe this high part of your hand starts to kind of hit this lower note. Well, now you know that you've moved a little bit on that bridge, so you're probably going to be in the middle or towards the, first, second, third string. So you kind of keep that palm here just for referencing, so that way you kind of know where you're at. I'm going to mute all the strings here because we ring them out enough. The left hand does enough, and I really just want to focus on this right hand right now, just skipping the strings. So I'm just going to go string 6, 4, here, 6, 4, 5, 3, 4, 2, 3, 1. So yes, there's some adjacent numbers in there. Of course, I'm sure you heard that or picked that up, but every other one is a skip. So 6, 4, 5, 3, 4, 2, 3, 1. 6, 4, 5, 3, 4, 2, 3, 1. 6, 4, 5, 3, 4, 2, 3, 1. You can just keep doing that. Man. Whoa. Excuse me on this video today. Woo. It's like I got allergies or something. I don't know. Open up these windows. Some fresh air here. Fresh air in here after this video. After I say peace out. But got another 10 minutes or so. All right. Skipping strings. Gonna mute everything because we want all our focus in this right hand. All right. Last bit of this video is gonna be great. Just skipping strings, trying to. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention earlier about the pinned comment section below, I think. Always in all my videos, check the pinned comment, since my videos are straight raw shot from YouTube Live. And I don't make the video and then upload the video. No, it's straight live. It gets uploaded automatically. I don't do all the cool graphics and edits and things like that. So check out the pinned comment section below. That always gives a written out detailed description of today's hour-long practice exercise. What I'm doing. Is it major chords? Is it a scale? Is there some information that needs to be known and understood? So always check out that pinned comment section below. Also leave a comment of your own, about the topic of discussion for that day. It gets a community of like minds speaking. So please comment below. I love to see those. Please leave a comment. Also hit the like button just to help a friend out, just for the time, energy, courage, effort that goes into all of this. I would appreciate the like. Just hit it. Go ahead. Might as well. You're already here. Hit the like button. So we were just muting strings and skipping them. So that way we get that accuracy understood of how far that hand has to really reach.
You could make chords, I guess, if you wanted to ring things out. Me personally, I ring things out enough, and I don't have enough focus and energy just dedicated to the right hand. So I like to mute the strings often when I'm doing some strumming or picking exercises. All right. See how fundamental this is, but how hard it is. That's why it's important to rep this out. It doesn't have to be, an entire hour's practice. That's why I only did it towards the very tail end of this video. But, you should practice it every couple of days, couple times a week, just skipping strings. Maybe skip one string for a week or a month, then skip 2 strings, or however you want to do it. But it's important to get the fundamental things in. That's all I'm saying. So hopefully these 100 days kind of demonstrate that, right? But that's going to be a wrap for today's hour practice session. That is day 70 in the books. So thank you all so much for joining. I greatly appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed, please go and subscribe.
It really does make it easier to find my content in the future. Allows my videos to kind of pop up in your feed to watch. So make sure you subscribe. It allows you to also come back and be inspired to pick up the guitar yourself, because I'm always going to challenge you to pick up the guitar yourself. Don't just watch the video and then just kind of forget about everything. I know it's a long video, but the things I say, hopefully write them down. Check out the pinned comment section below. Write down those notes and evolve. Take these tips and these exercises and adopt them into your own practice routine. So anyways, subscribe, comment below, and also hit the like button to help a friend out. That's always appreciated. There's probably some floating screens on the floating videos on the screen now. You can click this one to see the entire catalog of the 100 days that I'm building here, the art of sucking. And then this one over here is a subsequent video in the series. So make sure you check those out to continue supporting Ja. And besides that, until next time, take care of yourselves. So that way it's easier to take care of everybody else. And remember that I love you. I'm out of here. Peace. I'll see you in the next video. I'll be waiting for you. Come check it out. Peace.